The late science fiction author Ray Bradbury's stories and novels have been turned into movies and TV shows.
Now 4 of them are adapted into a rock opera called the Bradbury Tattoos. It's about to have its world premiere here, Cincinnati's Memorial Hall. And here to tell us all about it are the composer, Zac Greenberg, and the director, Kelvin Chan. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
So this is so interesting. You don't usually think about science fiction being set to
converted into something like this.
A rock opera, a musical, or music of any kind, I guess. So where'd you guys get this idea?
Absolutely.
Well, it started between me, Ted Nelson, who's one of the heads of Concert Nova, and Michael Burnham, who's our librettist. And you know, for all of these projects, you always get asked like when it started. And this one, we have an unfortunate date, and it was right post Bowie's death. We were all talking about his influence on all of us, and his influence on music and on story through sound. And we'd been trying to figure out a project to do for a couple years, and we were like, rock opera. So it's kind of born as an homage to Bowie a little bit.
How does it go from something like that to the form that it's in now? How does it go from that idea, you know, from the genesis of that idea to what people would see if they come out to Memorial Hall?
Lots of steps. The first one was figuring out so we had the idea of rock opera, and then that's when Michael Burnham came into the picture, and him and Ted had a little get together, and Ted was a huge fan, as all of us are kind of big sci-fi nerds, and he remembered The Illustrated Man as a kid, and it is sci-fi, but they're really stories of people, and it's really a light. It's not a ton of in-your-face aliens jumping out of your chest sort of sci-fi. It's more people in extreme situations and figuring out how people deal with those situations.
Interesting.
It's a lot of just dialogue, husband and wife dialogue, very loving dialogue, or working dialogue, and so anyways, Michael started to adapt the libretto, and then from there I started to make some sounds, and then Kelvin joined the team, and he started to put all of that on some sort of stage, and now
talk about what goes into that, Kelvin. I know you're an opera singer yourself, but you're in a different role. You're directing, bringing all of that together into something that looks really great for audiences.
Totally. I mean, one of the things about these pieces is, as Zac was saying, is they're really, you know, it's sci-fi, but it's really about people. And sci-fi has sort of become our new mythology. You know, when you think about Star Wars or Star Trek, these are stories that we relate to because they, in some way, tell us what it means to be a human being in extremis. So thinking about these 4 stories and how they're united around those themes, we're really trying to focus on the human element of these stories. Yes, it's sci-fi, but it's really, as Zac said, what does a married couple talk about when they know it's the end of the world?
Wow.
And how do you spend your last moments as a human being? And Zac's created a beautiful score, really evocative, really accessible, but also super original. The singing is fantastic. Our performers are doing a wonderful job, and we're excited to open on Friday.
Awesome. So we're going to get the details up on the screen here for you one more time. Guys, I hate to wrap it up, but they're telling us we got to move on. Thanks for coming in, fellas. The Bradbury Tattoos rock opera premieres Friday at Memorial Hall in Over-the-Rhine. Head over to local12.com. Click the Get It tab if you would like some more information.
July 22nd is the other performance. You want to get that on your calendar. Now here's Tara.